What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron, and it is time for New Music Friday. Going to be taking a look at some of the new music coming out throughout the week of June 14th. And as always, if there's something that I missed, because there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, so me and everybody else can discover some new music. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like. It helps out so much with YouTube's algorithm. It'll keep my videos popping up in your recommended section. And of course, if you want to help support me even further than that, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell icon. But anyways, let's jump into some new music. Ulcerate is releasing their new album titled Cutting the Throat of God. This New Zealand progressive death metal band is fairly unknown, even though they've been around for a long time, since about 2006. And this is their 8th studio album. From the sounds of the singles, I would say that they're going a little bit more progressive with this album instead of just straight up death metal. But it's hard to tell because I mean, they've always had, 10-minute long, 8-minute long songs on their albums. So it's really hard to tell just how experimental and how weird they're going to get with their songs. But I don't know, it just feels a little bit more atmospheric. And this is just taking it at face value with the 2 singles that are released. Maybe the deep cuts are going to be the heaviest thing ever. All I know is it's going to be super, it's going to be very atmospheric, very thick with it. And it's going to be very heavy as well. We also get a new album from Standstill titled Steps Ascending. I absolutely love this band for their style of melodic hardcore, I guess you could call it. It's just so nostalgic for me, especially in the vocals. And they've cleaned up their sound a lot leading up to this debut album. Their EP, A Practice in Patience, is absolutely pure freaking gold. The atmospheres that they create in this are just, they're amazing. I can't recommend this band enough. We also get a new album from Manchu titled The Return of Tomorrow. If it wasn't for the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, I would probably have no idea who this band is, or at least it would have taken me a lot longer to discover them. Evil Eye is still one of my favorite songs, and every time I hear it, I can see the opening scenes for the Tony Hawk, and just like some of the, you get like the skater videos and stuff. I don't remember who had it. I think it was maybe Eric Costin. I can still see it all. And it's just, yeah, it's a huge thing for me. Every time I see this band popping up with something new, I get so excited. And their discography is honestly fantastic. But it's easy to be consistent for them. If we're going to be honest, they've been making the same kind of doom stoner rock forever, and they're just constantly perfecting it. They don't really, I don't know, they don't explore too much, but at the same time, like, you never really get bored listening to them. All their music is great, and I feel like this album is just going to add more to their discography in that sense. We get a new single from the Black Dahlia murder titled Aftermath. This is the first piece of music the band is releasing since the passing of Trevor, and guitarist Brian is now taking up vocal duties. This is also going to be one of the most heavily anticipated songs and or albums of the year. I was thinking that Aftermath was going to be focusing on the aftermath of the things that happened within the band, but it sounds more like a conceptual thing about Earth and humanity deserving, different types of punishments and outcomes due to just how horrible we are, which is really keeping faith to the Black Dahlia murder. I really hope the whole album follows like this kind of concept. I think that would be really cool. I am very much excited for this. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I'm excited to hear Brian's vocals. It's going to be great. We also get a new single from Bleed From Within titled Hands of Sin. People who watch my videos don't really like the fact that I didn't care for their last album, Shrine. It was just a little too mainstream for me, if I dare to say that. I just really enjoyed the pedal to the metal album that came before it, Fracture. That's like the top tier like mixture of modern and traditional metalcore in terms of albums that I've heard in the past like 5 years or so. It is just absolutely perfect in that sense, and I love it so much, and I just want them to go back to that aggression. Instead, they're following the same kind of dirty, distorted vocals, kind of oversaturated, overproduced riff that goes into a clean section for the chorus, and it's just so predictable. You get to see it all the way through, and some of the songs off of Shrine are pretty good. I don't really dislike it. I'm just not really, I don't know, I feel like it was a step back from Fracture. I feel like they could have done a lot better in that sense, so don't get me wrong. Shrine was a good album. It's just, it doesn't hold up to Fracture, and I feel like they could have done something better. We also get a new single from All That Remains titled Let You Go. The last single they released showed some promise. Not gonna lie, I didn't really care that much for the lyrics in the chorus. A little cheesy, and also the clean vocals. I feel like they haven't aged that well, at least to my ears. But, I mean, musically it's there. You get tons of blast beats. It's so good, and I really hope that they keep that energy going with this new single. We also have a new single from Gravemind titled Aloy. This band is absolutely insane. Their last couple singles have been the heaviest stuff that they've ever released. Reminds me a lot of Within Destruction, old school stuff that they used to do, like Death Wish. That album is so heavy and dirty and nasty, and I just miss it when Within Destruction used to make music like that, and it makes me sad. But then along comes Gravemind making this kind of stuff. I don't doubt that this band is also just getting started. They've only released one album, and this one coming out, it looks like they're pushing their limits even further. So yeah, I don't doubt this thing's going to be the heaviest thing that they've released coming out next. We also get a new single from the home team titled Walk This World With Me. This like mathcore pop punk band always flies underneath my radar. I always forget about them, and then they release something and I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are actually really good and I enjoy their stuff. They have the right amount of wheedly doos for me. They don't really overdo it, but it's just their mixture, their fusion thing that they do, it just works so well. It's like Dance Gavin Dance with more of a pop punk kind of vibe to it, I guess you could say. And all their tones are just right. Their vocal tones, the bass and their guitar and the songwriting and their lyrics, everything is so freaking good. I'm sure you've heard of this band, but if you haven't, go ahead and give them a listen, because they're definitely up there. And that is it for New Music Friday. Like I said before, if there's anything that I missed that you're looking forward to, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, so me and everybody else could discover new music. And also, if you want to support me and my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and it helps out so much with YouTube's algorithm. And doing any of those things is just does so much for me, and I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate you guys more than you could ever imagine. Thank you so much for coming back here week after week and taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time.